On December 26th, in the Cotton Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys met the Detroit Lions for the right to play either Minnesota or San Francisco in the NFC Championship. For the Cowboys and their sometimes fickle fans, it was another chance in a long and checkered history to prove themselves in a big game. Like the years that preceded it, 1970 was a tortured season for Dallas. At one point, their record stood at a dismal 5-4. But after Week 9, they did not lose another game. Today, victory rested on the broad backs of their defense, and that proved enough to defy history. While the Cowboys faced Detroit under perfect conditions, the San Francisco 49ers encountered both a frigid field and the purple snowmen in Minnesota. Unlike Dallas, the 49ers have never been blooded on the battlegrounds of championship competition. Their appointment with destiny has spanned 2 decades and started in a city that never embraced the fire and fury of pro football. For 21 years, the San Francisco 49ers played in a cosmopolitan city where fashion, culture, and chic generated more interest than the fortune and failures of their football team. During their long history, the 49ers never won a championship, but they always displayed a spectacular brand of pro football. From 1963 to 1967, the 49ers were led by head coach Jack Christensen and their offense fueled by quarterback John Brody, number 12. Brody generated a high-scoring attack, liberally sprinkled with genuine stars. Both his receivers were game breakers. There was the tall and willowy ex-hurdle champion Bernie Casey, and there was Dave Parks, considered by many to be the finest receiver in the game. With Brody sharpshooting from any distance, San Francisco became feared by all teams in the NFL's Western Conference. But during the Christensen years, although San Francisco won some games with last-minute heroics, they fell under the immense shadow of the warlords of the West, the Green Bay Packers. The Packers dominated football in the 60s, and after 4 mediocre seasons, Jack Christensen left San Francisco. He was replaced by Dick Nolan, who redecorated the 49ers and made them a competitive football team. Nolan had come from the Dallas Cowboys and brought with him a reservoir of offensive magic that he channeled into winning ways for San Francisco. Nolan kept John Brody as the architect of his offense, but gave him new and faster tools to work with. To blend with the 49ers' air arm, there was Doug Cunningham, a long-range speedster from Mississippi. At receiver, instead of Bernie Casey, there was an escape artist named Dick Witcher. In 1969, the 49ers selected Gene Washington as their first draft choice, and he was an instant star. But the most important change came with the emergence of the 49er defense. For years, it slumbered while the offense sparkled. Under Nolan, defense became the name of the game in San Francisco. The defense bellowed and thundered, pursued and crushed, and came in waves and packs of tacklers. During Nolan's first 2 years, the Packers' championship mantle was inherited by the Los Angeles Rams. But no longer did the 49ers crumble under stiff competition. Finally, they won not only the games they were supposed to win, but some they were not. In 1969, San Francisco knew they were on the edge of excellence. In 1970, they achieved that excellence. And for the first time in 21 years, they had won the West and would play in a championship game. The Dallas Cowboys were born in 1960. Their 11-year history has been rich in excitement, but also rife with disappointment. 3 elements spiced the first decade in Dallas. One was head coach Tom Landry, a man of innovative genius. Another was Don Meredith, the Cowboys' gifted quarterback. The third element was the defense. The defense robbed the poor and ravaged the rich, and over the years, it became acknowledged as one of the toughest in football. While the Dallas defense was constructed on the simple principle of destruction, the offense was complex and designed to defeat teams with one swift strike from a variety of formations. The Cowboy offense was a versatile strike force that could run one play like the reverse with 3 different runners coming from 3 different positions. For 9 years, Cowboy setbacks were cast from a small, quick mold because plays were built to explode. During the glory years of the late 60s, the inside running was supplied by the instant acceleration of Don Perkins, number 43. The outside man was Dan Reeves, number 30, a free agent find of meager talents, but who possessed many ways to convert plays into points. But the one element that gave Dallas its personality was speed. It was flat out. It defied pursuit. It changed defenses. It was Bob Hayes. Hayes came to Dallas with an Olympic gold medal, a flashing smile, and flying feet. His impact was immediate. Any foot race became futile. Simple plays he translated into touchdowns. With their high-scoring offense and their stingy defense, Dallas won many games, many conference titles, but never an NFL championship. Much of the credit and most of the blame was directed toward the Cowboys' happy-go-lucky general, Don Meredith. Dallas's postseason history began in 1966, when they lost to the Baltimore Colts in the playoff bowl, 35-3. The next year, Dallas played the Green Bay Packers in the NFL Championship Game. The Cowboys rebounded from two early Packer scores to close within a touchdown at 34-27. Then Dallas was denied a tie when their last-minute bid was drowned in the Packer end zone by Tom Brown. '67 saw Dallas rebound from frustration by routing the Cleveland Browns 52-14 in the Eastern Conference playoff. In temperatures that reached 15 below, the Cowboys faced Green Bay in a rematch for the NFL title. Dallas led 17-14 in the final quarter, when, with 16 seconds remaining, Bart Starr eased over for the winning score as Dallas was again impaled on Green Bay's victory icicle. In 1968, the Browns beat Meredith and the Cowboys 31-20 in the Eastern Conference playoff. It was a day of mourning for the champion that never was. 1969 would bring a new quarterback, a brilliant rookie, and Dallas would be a team in transition. Before the 1969 season began, Don Meredith retired, and a new era was ushered in by Craig Morton, a strong-armed but untested quarterback. With the succession of Morton, Dallas was just as devastating. With the addition of rookie running back Calvin Hill, the Cowboys possessed the best rushing attack in pro football. Hill was a power speed back in the tradition of Jimmy Brown and was voted the NFL's Rookie of the Year in 1969. Hill was a world-class broad jumper at Yale, and when he joined the pros, he fused his football skills with his track and field talents and forged a unique style of attacking a defense. The defense suffered no letdown in 1969. They were the hardest unit to rush against in the pros and led all football in reaching and wrecking quarterbacks. For most teams, the Cowboys' 11-2-1 season in 1969 would have been considered a success, but that record disguised and left unanswered many questions. The similarity between 1969 and past seasons was startling. Dallas won easily and by large scores over teams they were supposed to beat, but in their only two testing games, they lost. Once they were bested by the powerful Los Angeles Rams, and once they were beaten badly by the Browns. In the 1969 playoff, they met Cleveland again and were destroyed 38-14. All the questions, the nagging doubts, the haunting echoes of the past surfaced anew, and the Dallas Cowboys were stamped losers again. Like past seasons, 1969 had ended dismally, and cynics declared Dallas was dead. But 1970 would prove to everyone that the burial was premature. Dallas fans watched a strategic struggle for each precious point.
They could run it on blue flip just as easy.
And what's the play? 40 F4?
F49O. What's he doing?
X on the safety.
Outside?
Yeah, X is going out on the safety, so Sarah comes in and meets it and makes it go outside.
He come right up and hit into me, and then Lily was in the middle, and he just looped around Lily.
Oh, I saw that. I thought that was Q coming around.
No, that was Jordan.
Defense, come on now. Keep him right there. Don't give him nothing.
That was field goal, good for 26.
Go back! Come on now! Get open! Get open! Come on, defense. You're giving up too much ground. You gotta stop him. Mike! Over! Come on, hold up, hold up, hold up!
Go, Bob. We get the ball now. We got 2 minutes. That's it. It ain't over yet, Ron. We got to get it and go now. Just pick it up. Let's go, baby. Play. Come on, Bob. Let's go. Come on, George. Come on. Last play of the game. Come on, Bob. Let's go. Get him, Bob. George, get down there. Let's go. Come on. Come on! Go!
The Cotton Bowl had turned kind for Tom Landry. Mid-season disaster had bloomed into a title match. And now Minnesota and San Francisco would measure each other to complete that match.
Toss. We receive here. Only famous game. Kick this way.
Today, Dick Nolan would suffer from his first case of playoff pressure, from the numbing northern chill, and from a defense they call purple poison.
74. Blitz. It's a blitz inside. Beezer. Johnny! Pass! All right, Bobby, way to hit him, Bobby! Oh, hang on to it! Play, baby! Come on, Gary! Way to go, D! Way to work, baby. Way to hit. Looking good. Come on, Gary! We got to score now. We got to score! Score here. That's what we're going to do. We will. Let's go. Put it in there. Put it in.
Let's put it away now. Ram it on home, baby. Come on, John. It's in there.
We've been looking for some more on this one.
The Cowboys were called front runners, but came back from oblivion to prove their mettle. The 49ers were labeled loser, yet overcame a quarter century of being just that. Today, these two teams will meet for an NFC title, and two others will have 6 months to wonder why.
CBS Television Sports presents the National Football Conference Championship Game between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Brought to you by the Foundation for Full Service Banks, on behalf of all full-service banks in your area. And by Ford and your Ford dealer, who bring you the better idea cars for 1971. And by Allstate Insurance Company. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by Olympia Beer, brewed in Tumwater, Washington, because that's where the water is.
Good afternoon. I'm Ray Scott. And a very special greeting to those of you who are viewing our game in Alaska, our game that is about to begin. You know, I can't think of a game with more dramatic overtones than this upcoming clash between the Cowboys and the 49ers. What these teams have done on their way to this game today has been beautifully chronicled by Jack Whitaker, and Pat Summerall has talked of some of the personnel. I would like to dwell for a few seconds on what I believe the game will hinge on, namely on mental attitude. The Cowboys, a team that has been so very close to greatness, but that elusive big game has always escaped them. The 49ers, on the other hand, they have known frustration, but of a different kind. A frustration of season after season of being told they had potential, but never able to win that big game. And so I think that we have today a game with dramatic overtones and a game that I'm looking forward to so very much. A game I believe will hinge on an elusive thing known as mental attitude. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll be ready for the start of today's championship game in just a moment.
Maybe the nicest thing about going away is coming home. Home to quiet walks with a friend. Talks about things that don't really matter. Or maybe just laughing over a beer. We make Olympia for times like these, and we brew it with the best water we know, the naturally pure artesian brewing water of Tumwater, Washington. It's the water that makes it Olympia.
Bringing your wife to the baby doctor. You think about your new responsibilities, like life insurance. How are you going to afford enough? There's sort of a responsibility gap. Allstate can help. If you're 25, for example, $30,000 worth of decreasing term life insurance costs less than $11 a month. Allstate makes it all a lot easier. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It is 48 degrees in San Francisco. Yesterday, there was a big wind. Today, there is practically none. And Pat, in all of my years in coming to this great area, I can't recall two more beautiful days than we had yesterday and again today.
It is just spectacular here at Kezar Stadium. Perfect, I guess, just ideal weather conditions for any kind of football game. And one as big as this one, well, it has to be just a great asset to have a day like this. Field, by the way, is in excellent condition, a fast track.
The early rains this week kept off the playing surface, of course, by a tarpaulin, and the ground crew has just done a beautiful job. So we have 48 degrees, practically no wind. And right now, the co-captains are going out onto the field to meet with our officials, Tom Bell, the referee, the umpire, Lou Palazzi, the headlinesman, George Murphy. The indication there that the Cowboys won the toss and elected to receive. The line judge is Bill Schleibaum, the back judge Ralph Vandenberg, the field judge is Tony Scover. We have two alternates here today, George Rennicks and Gordon McCarter. In other words, just everything has been done to provide a perfect setting for this clash for the National Football Conference Championship between the San Francisco 49ers, who have just huddled with their head coach, Dick Nolan, and across the field, Tom Landry, the head man of the Dallas Cowboys. Our color guard is in position. The national anthem will be sung by well-known entertainer Johnny Mathis.
And here today as the special guest of the 49ers to sing the national anthem is San Francisco's very own Johnny Mathis.
The announcement made that this is Johnny Mathis's home city. So we invite you to join us in our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The anthem, by the way, was played by the Red Garter Band from San Francisco. Well, there's an indication as to which way the wind is blowing, Pat, as the balloons went up in the air. It'll be Dallas, let's see, with a bit, they'll have a following wind, the Cowboys will, in the first quarter, but not that much of a wind. Bruce Gossett will kick off. The deep men for the Dallas Cowboys. Number 43. Or is that 33? It's Cliff Harris, yes. Cliff Harris ordinarily would not be back there. And Mark Washington, the young speedster, defensive cornerback. The ball was teed up, blew off the tee. Oh, there it goes again. There's Mark Washington. Over to his right, Cliff Harris. Two of the Cowboys' defensive backs. Capacity crowd, and we're happy that you're with us. The up man. And I think it went off his knee and went out of bounds was linebacker Steve Kiner. So the Cowboys, with the following wind, will start 1st and 10 from the Dallas 33-yard line. Craig Morton, number 14, will start at quarterback. We expect to see Duane Thomas, number 33, and Walt Garrison, number 32, at running backs, and they're there. That's Garrison right behind Morton, and Thomas behind him. This is Thomas, and he's met behind the line by middle linebacker Frank Nunley. The Dallas Cowboy wide receivers will be Rucker, 88, and Hayes, 22. The tight end is Mike Ditka on the upcoming play, number 89. Rucker left, Hayes right. Ditka tight end on the left side on 2nd down, 11. Morton to Ditka, incomplete. Hit very hard by middle linebacker Frank Nunley. It'll be 3rd down, 11.
Throughout the afternoon, you will see a lot of Frank Nunley because the 49ers, like the Dallas Cowboys, play a defense which protects their middle linebacker so that the only offensive blocker who can really get a good shot at him is the offensive center, and he sort of has to run him down from behind. But for the most part, Nunley and Leroy Jordan, the Dallas middle linebacker, will be names that you'll be hearing a lot of.
Hayes and Rucker both to the left on 3rd down, 11 from the Dallas 32. A penalty marker is down as Morton.
Cedric Hartman is a man, number 86, who plays for San Francisco on passing situations for this very purpose. He's being blocked by Ralph Neely. Good coverage in the San Francisco secondary. Morton had to step up in the pocket, and Hartman got inside Neely.
Referee Tommy Bell measures off the penalty. Intentional grounding. A loss of down is also involved. And so the ball goes back to the Dallas 17-yard line, where it is 4th down and long yardage. And watch now, if you've never seen him before, number 44 of the 49ers. He is back around the San Francisco 40-yard line, Bruce Taylor, an exciting, brilliant punt return man. Whitby. Fair catch. There'll be no run back this time. 41-yard line of the 49ers. San Francisco has the ball for the first time. And we remind you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. John Brody sends Witcher, number 18, to the right. Washington, number 18. Number 88, Witcher. 18, Washington, both wide right. His running backs, Willard and Cunningham. Willard, 2 yards. Now let's give you the rest of the San Francisco offensive lineup. The tight end is number 89, Bob Windsor. The interior linemen are Len Rohde, 76, Randy Beisler, 65, Forrest Blue, 75, Woody Peoples, 69, and Cass Banasak, number 79. Gain of 2 for Willard. 2nd down, 8 49ers. From their 43, there is no score. Washington goes left and Renfro moves out with him. Witcher to the right, Adderley covers him. This is Willard, a block from Beisler. Coming up will be about a 3rd and 1 as Willard is out of bounds at exactly midfield, hit out by Charlie Waters of the Dallas defense.
Dallas is a very, very difficult team to run against. In fact, to score against. It's been now some 21 quarters since they last gave up a touchdown.
On 3rd and 1, Dick Nolan takes Washington, the wide receiver, out, and he adds Ted Kwolek, number 82, a big second-year tight end. 3rd and 1 at the 50.
And I can't help but remember 2 weeks ago against Oakland in a similar situation when John Brody had 3rd and 1. And he faked to Ken Willard on a dive off to the left side of his offensive line and hit Bill Tucker with a touchdown pass. This time the other running back is Cunningham.
Willard is nailed for a loss back at the 49-yard line of San Francisco. Number 75, Jethro Pugh. Number 63, Larry Cole. And linebacker number 54, Chuck Howley. So on a loss of 1, it is 4th and 2. Next time San Francisco has the ball, we'll identify that Dallas defensive unit. But right now, Steve Spurrier is in to punt on 4th and 2. And number 22, you will see Bob Hayes. And you will see also for the Cowboys, number 30, Dan Reeves. Well, that's the first we've seen them shift into a punt formation, Pat.
First time.
Can you get the ball?
Great punt. Hayes at the 8. Out of bounds, 16-yard line, Bob Hayes, and that's where Dallas has the ball. With the score, Dallas nothing, San Francisco nothing. Let's pause for a moment.
Baltimore, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Chicago, Cincinnati, Phoenix, Cleveland, Columbus, Dallas, Fort Worth, New York.
American not only flies to big cities, but to medium-sized cities and small ones as well. So next trip, think of American. Thank you.
Louisville, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Providence.
REA Express rides again.
REA, away! REA Express rides again. REA, away! REA Express rides again. REA Air Express, the fastest delivery of small shipments known to mankind. REA, away!
The Dallas interior linemen, you'll see Ralph Neely, 73, John Nyland, 76, Dave Manders, 51, Blaine Nye, 61, and Rayfield Wright, 70. Pettis Norman is the tight end, number 84. First and 10 Cowboys from their 16. This is Garrison to the 20.
Tripped up by Kruger. Final tackle by Delp.
With second down and about 7 coming up, the San Francisco defense, Bill Belk, 72, Roland Lake, 60, Charlie Kruger, 70, Tommy Hart, 53. They're up front. We'll pick up the rest of that unit in a moment. Dallas second down, 7 from their 20, first quarter, and no score. 11:40 left to play in the first quarter. That was Rucker in motion. This is Garrison, and he's close to a first down at the 27-yard line. Now there's Tom Landry. He's talking now with Pettis Norman. Mike Ditka was in on the last play as a tight end. Now Norman will come in with the play choice here, as it's the first down of the game has been registered by the Cowboys at the Cowboy 27.
This change of tight ends is something that really helped to turn the season around for Dallas. During the first part of the year, whoever the quarterback was, Roger Staubach or Craig Morton, they called their own plays. But Tom Landry just felt that he wanted to take some of the pressure off them, and he's been shuttling the tight ends, and since then, Dallas has been tough.
Rucker right, Hayes left. Garrison again to the 30. Gain of 3. Ran into middle linebacker Frank Nunley.
When it comes to stars, nothing can match the lineup of celebrities and athletes on next Sunday night's Super Comedy Bowl. From the world of showbiz, there'll be John Wayne, Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, Jack Lemmon, Charlton Heston, Artie Johnson, and many more. From the world of pro football, there's Joe Namath, O.J. Simpson, Dick Butkus, Deacon Jones, Emerson Boozer, Roman Gabriel, and many more of them also. So don't miss the Super Comedy Bowl next Sunday. It's at 8 o'clock and 7 Central Time.
With 10:48 to play in the first quarter, Walt Garrison has been injured. He is being administered to, already checking into the huddle, his replacement, number 42, Claxton Welch. Now let's identify the rest of the San Francisco defense. The 49er linebackers are Jim Snydecki, number 58, who moved in when Skip Vanderbunt was injured. Frank Nunley, number 57, Dave Wilcox, 64. At the corners for the 49ers, you will see Bruce Taylor, number 44, and Jimmy Johnson, number 37. And deep in that secondary, the veteran Rosie Taylor, 25, and Mel Phillips, number 32. Garrison has to be aided from the field. He is replaced by Welch. It is 2nd and 7 Cowboys from the Dallas 30. Lakes has replaced Edwards at a tackle for the 49ers. Hayes to the left. Rucker to the right. This is Welch, 2 yards. And the ever-present Frank Nunley was there, number 57.
And what some fantastic games we have seen him play throughout this year. Just spectacular. Looks like he might be shaken a bit now. Nunley is number 57, leaving. Replaced by Ed Beard. And there have been what could turn out to be 2 critical injuries already to Nunley for San Francisco and Garrison for Dallas.
Dennis Holman is in as a receiver on the left. It's 3rd and 5. A tremendous rush by Hardman. As a result, the pass short of its target by Morton, and it is 4th and 5 Dallas. So now the Dallas punter takes over. That means Ron Whidbey. He averaged just a little over 41 yards per punt, and he's kicking to number 23 Fuller, number 44 Taylor, back at the San Francisco 30. 9:50 left to play in a scoreless first quarter at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. It will be the 49ers ball at the San Francisco 31-yard line. With the score, 49ers nothing and Cowboys nothing. Let's pause for a moment.
Back in 1902, we had a great idea. Build more breweries. So we did. At Bellingham Bay and Port Townsend in Washington, at Salem, Oregon, and one in San Francisco. The beer we made in these breweries was good, all right, but it just wasn't the same Olympia we brewed back home. So we shut them down. What made the difference? The water. The pure, natural, artesian water found only at Tumwater. Today, there's only one Olympia brewery, at Tumwater. And Olympia is one of the most popular beers in the West. Proof that when it comes to beer, it's the water.
.938 left to play in the first quarter. The 49ers have the ball for the second time. They have yet to register a first down. It's at the 31-yard line of the 49ers. Witcher right, Washington left. Brody behind Willard. That ball seemed to, it didn't spiral like it ordinarily would, Pat.
I think Brody threw it sort of sidearm to get it around Jethro Pugh, who had broken through and was putting heavy pressure on. That's the play we've seen the 49ers get good success from. Faking a sweep and then throwing to one of the deep receivers. That time Witcher was well covered. He was the prime receiver. And Brody just tried to dump it off to Willard and had to throw it under the arms of Jethro Pugh.
That's the first pass Brody has thrown today. He again has Witcher to the wide side, the right, and it's 2nd and 10 from the 49er 31. This is Cunningham. And he's out across the 35 to about the 36 or 7, where he is met by Charlie Waters and Bob Lilly. And as Cunningham returns to the 49er huddle, let's set this Dallas defense for you. George Andre, number 66, Bob Lilly, 74, Jethro Pugh, 75, and Larry Cole, 63. They're up front. The linebackers are Chuck Howley, 54, Leroy Jordan, 55, and Dave Edwards, number 52. Now both Washington and Witcher are wide right on 3rd and 5 from the 49er 36. This is Willard. First down, 49-yard line. Tackled by linebacker Leroy Jordan and Cornell Green from the secondary.
This is something which might resemble a very, very quick screen pass, this last play that John Brody just ran. He just dumped the ball out to Ken Willard, and he already had his offensive tackle, Cass Banaszak, and offensive guard Woody Peoples out in front. Good yardage.
between the 48 and 49-yard line of San Francisco. And again, Washington and Witcher are wide right. The fake was to Willard. The pass is for Washington. He's at the 9-yard line. First and goal.
Here it is again. It's a strong formation. It looks like Brody is working right into the strong part of the Dallas defense. But as we've seen Gene Washington do so many times this year, he doesn't mind double coverage. He doesn't mind a zone. Nothing seems to be able to stifle him. What a tremendous year he had.
So Brody now is 2 of 3 for 55 yards. And remember, Dallas has not given up a touchdown in 21 quarters. First and goal from the 9. This is Willard. Oh, he met Lilly at the line of scrimmage, and there is no gain. And Jethro Pugh was there, too.
Sometimes it's too bad that you can't really see what goes on in what's called the pit, the space between the offensive line and the defensive line. There's one matchup today, one pairing that would be worth just watching right by itself. That's between Bob Lilly, number 74, who just made that tackle, and the man across the line from him for San Francisco, Randy Beisler. That ought to be some battle all day long.
Second and goal from the 9. Washington left and Witcher right. Willard. No. Linebacker Dave Edwards picking up Ken Willard coming out of the backfield, and it's incomplete, and it'll be third and goal at the 9.
Brody was able to get just exactly the matchup that he wanted there. Edwards is the strong side linebacker for Dallas. He plays usually in front of the tight end. Howley is the weak side linebacker. If one of their linebackers does have to cover a back coming out of the backfield, they'd rather have Howley do it. So in terms of matchups there, Brody accomplished just exactly what he wanted to do. He had his running back Willard being covered by Dave Edwards.
You'll see in the Dallas secondary, Mel Renfro 20 and Herb Adderley 26 at the corners. Charlie Waters 41 and Cornell Green number 34 deep. This is a third and goal. Blitz. Cornell Green was blitzing, and the pass intended for Willard is short. And it's fourth and goal, and in comes the place-kicking unit. And the Cowboys defense has still that tremendous record intact.
The crowd was a little bit unhappy with Brody, but as you pointed out, Ray, Cornell Green, the safety man, was blitzing, and Brody had really no chance. He did have Willard open, but he was lucky to even get the pass off without losing yardage. That is something, by the way, that Dick Nolan, this 49er coach, was telling me before the game that he felt was one of the real big differences in Brody this year and years past, was that he had the ability to get rid of the ball without taking a loss and at the same time not getting it intercepted.
Gossett, 21 field goals, has just hit another one. The 49ers are on the board, and they lead by 3-0. We'll be back with San Francisco's kickoff in just a moment.
This is Ford's Maverick, the simple machine. Simple to own, drive, and service. And this is one of the strongest, quietest Fords ever built, the 1971 Ford LTD. But small cars aren't big enough for some people, and others don't need a large car. So Ford has something right in the middle you should know about. Torino. If you like small car prices and the sportier way small cars handle, but you don't want to give up the smoother ride of a big car or room for 6, remember, Ford's got something right in the middle. Torino. And you can take your choice of sedans, wagons, sports roofs, hardtops, even a convertible. When you want some of the things from a small car and some of the things from a big car, you want something right in the middle. Torino. All 14 models are available at your Ford dealers now. Ford gives you better ideas.
Mark Washington there on the left is one of the deep receivers, and over to his right is Cliff Harris. There's Harris. Gossett kicking into the wind. 6:31 left in the first quarter. The 49ers have scored first on the field goal. That ball's really hanging. One of the up men, Charlie Waters, brings it out to the 31-yard line. That wind's a lot stronger than we thought it was.
Next weekend, Sunday, January the 10th, National Hockey League action returns to the CBS television network every Sunday afternoon throughout the conclusion of the Stanley Cup playoffs. You'll see all the great teams in this fast-paced sport every Sunday through the Stanley Cup playoffs. On January the 10th, it'll be the Philadelphia Flyers against the Montreal Canadiens at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Bob Hayes wide right as the Cowboys line up in the I. Rucker in motion left. This is Duane Thomas. And the Cowboys have crossed into 49er territory at the 48-yard line, where Mel Phillips moved the brilliant first-year running back out of bounds.
Not a very complicated play, just straight ahead. Neely is out in front with a good block, but watch the strength that this guy possesses as he just pulls through the tacklers. Doesn't look like he's all that fast, but nobody seems to run him down.
Strong candidate for Rookie of the Year, Duane Thomas. And on the other side of the line is a young man by the name of Bruce Taylor, who will be considered for that honor. First down, Cowboys at the 48-yard line of San Francisco. Here comes Rucker. This is Claxton Welch, who came in when Walt Garrison was injured a little while ago. Good gain on first down. And it'll be second down and 2 as Bruce Taylor made the tackle.
Should point out that both Frank Nunley, who was injured a little bit earlier, has returned to the game, and Walt Garrison, who on the play before was hurt when he was hit by Nunley, is up and around on the Dallas sideline. So apparently neither of those two is hurt very seriously.
5 minutes and a few seconds left to play first quarter. Dallas 2nd and 2 at the San Francisco 40. Welch close to a first down. Forward progress inside the 40. Edwards 74, Phillips 32, Hardman 86. They stopped the play. It is third down and about a foot away from a first down.
It's been said for years, Ray, that Dallas is a team that likes to finesse. That they're not a strong team in any particular offensive facet of their game. But since they've become such a good running team, Tom Landry says now we're no longer a finesse team. We're now a tough team. That's a big difference in their character over the last few weeks.
First down for Claxton Welch at the 36-yard line. Claxton Welch, second year, 5'11", 203 from Oregon. So the Cowboys have a drive going now, and it's 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 36-yard line. Morton has gone to the air 3 times. He has yet to complete a pass. Welch has carried 4 times for 14 yards. 48 yards on the ground so far for Dallas. It's Rucker who went in motion. Morton looking deep. In and out of Rucker's hands at the 15-yard line.
Morton had to do a little dance to get up in a position to throw that ball, but he'll never throw one any better than that. He had to zip it in the middle in between defenders, and he got that done. Rucker just couldn't hold on.
Rucker, by the way, first year from Boston University. I believe it's Boston University.
That's correct. He's a very close friend of Bruce Taylor, who's the San Francisco defensive back.
So Morton now has passed 4 times, looking for his first completion. 2nd and 10. This is Welch. Penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. Now we'll watch for a preliminary signal, a holding indication from one of the officials. That's the preliminary signal. There was a gain of 6 yards on the play. So a blow to Dallas as the 6-yard gain is nullified. The holding occurred along the line, 15 yards from there. Back to the Dallas 49-yard line, and here's referee Tommy Bell with the signal. So Dennis Holman now comes in, number 24, one of the Dallas wide receivers. The Cowboys must reach the San Francisco 26-yard line for a first down. So it is second down, 25. Rucker lines up wide right. Oh, that looks like that's that wishbone, the way they lined up. Hayes went in motion. We have another marker down. This is Claxton Welch. And Jimmy Johnson, the cornerback, and Dave Wilcox, the left linebacker, stopped the play. But remember, a penalty marker is already down. Preliminary signal offside, San Francisco. The gain on the play was about 5 yards. So the advantage would be in gaining the down as far as Dallas is concerned.
Dallas, you'll notice on every different play, shows some kind of different front. They'll put different guys in motion in opposite directions on one play to the next. They are trying, as Kansas City tries to do so many times, to create some little confusion in the defensive secondary. Some little moment of indecision where somebody in that secondary might make a mistake.
Rucker lines up to the right. Jimmy Johnson picks him up. It is second and 20. Hayes in motion. This is Welch. Inside the 35 to the 32-yard line, and it'll be third down and about 6 or 7. Mel Phillips made the tackle, and Rosie Taylor.
We should call that play the draw play, which in the beginning of the play looks like a pass. In a situation when the defensive team is anticipating pass, and you figure you're going to get a hard pass rush from the front four. That's when it works to the greatest degree of success, as it did then for Dallas.
The Dallas place kicker, of course, waiting in the wings, Mike Clark. It is third and 7 at the 49er 33. Broken down beautifully by Mel Phillips. Intended for Bob Hayes.
Phillips would not normally be covering Hayes. He'd be covering the tight end. But again, in those different type of Dallas formations, sometimes you get a mismatch like that. And that's part of the purpose of doing it.
Mike Clark, 18 field goals, 27 attempts. A slight angle. It'll be an attempt of just under 40 yards. Reeves holding. About a 39, between a 39 and 40-yard attempt. With 2:39 left to play in the first quarter, 49ers are leading by 3-0. Way off target to the right. It's a touchback, and the 49ers will get the ball. So 2:34 left in the first quarter, and the 49ers have the lead and the ball now.
On Sunday, January the 24th, immediately preceding the AFC-NFC Pro Bowl game, CBS will present a 30-minute special on the NFL All-Pro team. Glenn Campbell will MC this 30-minute special with football's greatest stars meeting some of the top names in show business. That's at 3:30 Eastern Time.
Wide right is Witcher. Herb Adderley brings him down at the 26-yard line. On a gain of 6, it'll be second and 4, San Francisco. Brody now has passed 6 times. He has completed 3 for 61 yards.
This is another thing that makes Brody so very effective. He gets back and gets set up and gets away from the center so quickly. And he has the arm to throw those sideline passes like that. And against man-to-man coverage, as Dallas uses, that can be very effective.
This is a second and 4, and this is Washington working against Adderley. First down, 34-yard line. Adderley made the tackle. Leroy Jordan came over to make it very emphatic. First down, 49ers.
As fast as Washington is and as quick as he is getting down the field and running that pattern, and as we pointed out a second ago, how quick Brody can get the ball out there, it's almost impossible for a linebacker to get out and help and take the short zone away from those receivers and help out underneath for the cornerbacks, Adderley and Renfro. That can be a very effective pattern all day.
Brody has Washington now to the left side. Penalty marker down as Willard comes straight ahead. Looked to me like Brody might have been trying to take advantage of the fact that the lineman had jumped into that neutral zone.
That is something that he and Forrest Blue, his offensive center, have worked on. If they see somebody jump offside, Brody is always ready, and he snaps the ball before they can have time to get back.
Well, it's a pickup of 5 yards on the offside infraction. The ball is now at the 39-yard line, and it's 1st and 5, San Francisco. Time running out in the first quarter. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. The 49ers are leading on a field goal by Bruce Gossett. Tough yardage for Doug Cunningham. No more than, well, about a yard to the 40, where it'll be 3rd and 4. Dave Edwards made that defensive play for the Cowboys.
2nd and 9.
The crowd is responding to the announcement by the public address announcer that it's 2nd and 9. Out to the right comes Witcher. Adderley picks him up. Washington to the left, working against Mel Renfro. This is Willard, and he has a first down at the 46-yard line. I believe that Cornell Green was blitzing again that time, wasn't he, Pat?
Yes, he was, right up in the line. He misguessed Brody's count a little bit. He wasn't able to hide the safety blitz as much as you'd like to make it effective. There's Cornell Green, 34, who had been a cornerback before this year, but now is the Dallas strong safety.
Willard has carried 5 times for 14 yards. And the gun means we have reached the end of the first quarter with the score. The San Francisco 49ers 3, the Dallas Cowboys nothing.
Look, we rent an apartment. Why do we need insurance? Yeah, we have a sofa, a rug, and some chairs, and TV. Of course I've got clothes. And my wife, does she have clothes? And all our bedroom stuff. But look, why do we need insurance? Like I said, we rent.
Allstate's low-cost renter's insurance. Because you've got a lot to lose. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Welcome to American Airlines, sir. Sir?
Beautiful.
Excuse me, sir. Your baggage has been checked through to New York, sir. Gate 7.
Number 7. That's gate number 7.
We've made flying American Airlines so simple. All you have to do is drive up to our doorstep. So when you have other things on your mind, it's good to know you're on American Airlines.
With Pat Summerall and Jack Whitaker, this is Ray Scott at San Francisco's Kezar Stadium. In the first quarter, the 49ers had the ball for 15 plays, 89 yards. Cowboys, 14 plays, 61 yards. First down, 10, 49ers at the San Francisco 46-yard line. Washington is out wide to the left side. It's Cunningham and Willard behind Brody. Batted down by number 63, Larry Cole. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
This is something that Tom Landry had talked about during the week. He said he did realize, and so did all of the Dallas players, that John Brody would be very, very tough to rush. That is, in terms of getting him down off his feet before he could get rid of the ball, because he gets rid of it so fast. But they did say that they'd like to hurry him and possibly be able to bat some down. You might recall that Minnesota knocked down 3 of his passes last week. So that's something they're striving for, as well as trying to get him before he throws it.
New tight end, Ted Kwolek, number 82, on 2nd down 10. Fake to Cunningham. Willard with the ball. He's close to a first down. Around the 45-yard line of the Cowboys. The fake was to Cunningham. The pass was to Willard. The ball is at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. First down. Leroy Jordan made the tackle, along with Herb Adderley.
That's that same quick screen that they used before to good success to Willard. And somebody with a whale of a block on Cornell Green. I saw his heels fly up in the air close to the Dallas sideline.
Change in the secondary. Cliff Harris, number 43, has moved in. And he has replaced, I believe, Cornell Green. Yes. This is Willard. He's at the 38-yard line. A gain of 6 before linebacker Chuck Howley. There's Chuck Howley. Number 54 made the tackle. Appeared to have sustained a slight injury to his left arm or wrist. Howley did.
If you look at that Dallas secondary, you just know exactly how John Brody is thinking now. That's Ken Willard leaving. I think he's got a problem with his shoulder pads. But both of the Dallas safety men are now rookies. With the absence of Cornell Green, it's Cliff Harris and Charlie Waters, 41 and 43.
Number 24, Jimmy Thomas, has replaced Willard. It's second down, 3.5. And Cunningham is nailed for a loss at the 39-yard line by Larry Cole of the Dallas front line. And it'll be third down and 5 for the 49ers with 13:50 left to play in the first half. And the 49ers leading 3-0. Cornell Green is back in. Cliff Harris goes to the sidelines for Dallas. I just now noticed, Pat, the lights are on here at Kezar Stadium. Figuring that they might need them, I guess, before this game's over.
We started an hour later than we usually might.
Gene Washington is left. Dick Witcher lined up wide right. This is a 3rd and 5 play, and a penalty marker is down, and a big rush. Let's see, I see 54. Chuck Howley, one of the linebackers, was blitzing, but a marker down behind the line. Preliminary signal, holding.
Again, that's something that you won't see Dallas do a lot of. That's blitz one of those linebackers. Already, in fact, I think a couple of times with Cornell Green trying to rush the passer, and that time with Chuck Howley. They've done it far more than they usually do.
This will be a big loss in yardage because the holding occurred behind the line. And the ball goes back to the San Francisco 36-yard line. And there we saw referee Tommy Bell. So now the 49ers, to record a first down, would have to get to the Dallas 34-yard line. And Jethro Pugh is taken out. 2 of the linebackers are taken out. Additional defensive backs are in. This is Jimmy Thomas. And he's bumped out of bounds at the 41-yard line of the 49ers, and the punting unit comes on. That means Steve Spurrier on 4th and very long yardage. And the Cowboys' Bob Hayes is getting ready for this expected punt. He'll have Dan Reeves back with him. And Spurrier here in the second quarter has the advantage of a following wind. Hayes is inside the 25-yard line. Spurrier kicking from inside the 49er 30. What a punt. Bob Hayes signaling fair catch. The ball gets into the end zone. It's a touchback, and the Cowboys will start from the Dallas 20. With a score, 49ers 3 and Cowboys nothing. Let's pause for a moment.
Hey, Eddie. Hey. Today's the grand opening, huh? Congratulations.
Oh, thanks a lot, Bill. Wow, it's a happy day for me.
Hey, I used to play one of these.
This is really a dream come true for me. And you know who made it possible? My full-service bank. Bill's my banker. I already had a checking and savings account there, so I went to see them about a loan. First thing I knew, they were explaining bookkeeping and insurance, things I hadn't even thought about. Full-service banking really means what it says, and they've got all kinds of ways to help, and they can help everybody, from a housewife to a millionaire, even a fellow with a brand new music store. Bill, I'm glad you're a good banker.
See your full-service banker soon for savings accounts, checking accounts, tailor-made loans. There are so many ways a full-service banker can help. This is our symbol. Helping is our business.
As we look at veteran John Brody, and to his left, the brilliant young receiver, Gene Washington, I'm reminded that John Unitas, the veteran quarterback of the Baltimore Colts, and his teammates, we extend congratulations to them on their winning of the American Football Conference Championship earlier today. First and 10 Cowboys from the Dallas 20-yard line. Craig Morton is the quarterback. He sends Rucker in motion. And this is Garrison, getting just a yard or so. Frank Nunley, 57. Jim Snydecki in on the tackle.
We'd like to remind you that next weekend, CBS will bring you another sports special, the Glenn Campbell Los Angeles Open Golf Tournament. This is the first event of the 1971 PGA Tour. Most of the top pros will be competing, including defending champion Billy Casper. That's Saturday, January 9th at 5, and Sunday, January the 10th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live and in color.
Second down, 9, Dallas. This is Duane Thomas. And he's out close to a first down around the 30-yard line. Duane Thomas has carried now 3 times for 30 yards. Garrison, 4 for 14. Claxton Welch, 5 for 27. It is a first down for the Cowboys at the Dallas 31-yard line. 12:24 left to play first half. The 49ers are leading 3-0. Rucker lines up wide right, as does Hayes. Out across the 35 to around a 37-yard line. Again, it's Duane Thomas. Ran into Nunley and Wilcox. There's Thomas, number 33. That I don't think I'll ever forget, not in a long time at least, the day that he had against Kansas City when the Cowboys came back for that very big victory after losing by such a one-sided margin to the Vikings.
That was the first really big day he'd had. Calvin Hill had started the season as the Dallas running back along with Walt Garrison. Hill was hurt, and after that performance, it's been Thomas, and Hill can't get his job back.
It's 2nd and 3 after that gain of 7, and this is Garrison to the 40. And it'll be 3rd and about 1. He ran into Frank Nunley and Cedric Hardman and Tommy Hart. Morton has passed 5 times, and he is looking for his first completion. Ditka comes in, so he and Norman, both tight ends, will be in on 3rd and 1. To the outside comes Thomas, and he might have fallen forward enough for a first down at the 42-yard line. It is a first down. Wilcox and Johnson made a fine defensive play, but Thomas picks up the first down nonetheless. Ditka goes out, and Rucker comes back in. This Dallas drive started at the Cowboy 20-yard line, following a punt into the end zone by Steve Spurrier. Morton sends Rucker out to the left, working against Bruce Taylor. Hayes to the right, on the corner where Jimmy Johnson is. The tight end, Pettis Norman, is really shaken by Mel Phillips, and it is Phillips who is not getting up. Now he's up, but slowly, and he's limping.
Just a quick pass from Morton to the tight end, Pettis Norman, number 84, and he really got popped by safety man Mel Phillips, who's now leading the game. He got his hand hurt last week. This now seems like it's something wrong with one of his feet. Dick Nolan was saying before the game that Mel Phillips is the most thoroughly prepared football player that he has ever been associated with.
It's 2nd and 10, and Johnny Fuller has replaced Phillips in the secondary. A screen to Duane Thomas. And he has a first down at the 49er 44-yard line, where he's collared by linebacker Dave Wilcox. So Morton's first completion moves the Cowboys into 49er territory. Pettis Norman, number 84 there, just came in with Tom Landry's play selection now on 1st and 10. 9:50 left to play in the first half. The Cowboys lead or trail 3-0. Bruce Gossett of the 49ers has accounted for the only scoring. Out of a double wing now. The fake was to Thomas. This is for Hayes. In pursuit was Johnny Fuller, who just came into the game 2 plays ago.
San Francisco had a blitz on that time with linebacker Wilcox and linebacker Nunley involved. Let's take a look at this. 64 is Wilcox to the left of your screen, picked up by Nye. Nunley went to the other side. Fortunately for Dallas, Morton, the quarterback, had called a short rollout, and he rolled away from that pressure from the linebackers. He did get the single coverage on the man that he obviously wanted to work on, Johnny Fuller, who just replaced Mel Phillips. And he got the receiver on him, too, that he wanted, Bob Hayes, who, of course, can fly.
Brief delay because Hayes just got back to the huddle. Now it's 2nd and 10, the Cowboys. Hayes to the right. Here goes Thomas again. Out of bounds. 33-yard line. It's another Dallas first down. And now Mel Phillips goes back in. Bill Belk will replace Cedric Hardman at a defensive end. But the Cowboys' first big sustained drive of the game has moved them now to a 1st and 10 at the 49er 33. 9:20 left to play in the first half. Thomas now has carried 6 times for 50 yards and 93 yards on the ground for the Dallas rushing attack. Rucker and Hayes wide right. Thomas. And he's down to the 26-yard line.
Talking with some of the Cowboy coaches before the game and talking about Duane Thomas. And he is such a natural, such an instinctive runner, they say, that all you have to do is make sure he knows what the play is supposed to be. If you try to coach him, you might mess something up because he's just got a feel.
Thomas is 6'1" and 220, a rookie from West Texas State. It is 2nd down and 3.5. Here he goes again. And he's close to a first down around the 23-yard line.
You know, you'd like to be able to make some comments about the type of strategy that a team might be employing, but there's really not too much to say about the way Dallas operates. They'll run it and run it and run it until they absolutely have to put it in the air. Morton will average maybe 16, 18 passes a game, and that's all.
Another first down for the Cowboys. Roland Lakes comes out. Earl Edwards moves in the front line for the 49ers. So the front wall now of San Francisco, Belk, Edwards, Kruger, and Hart. First down, Cowboys. This is Thomas. This time he gets about 2 yards to the 21-yard line. Boy, they seem to be getting a lot of blockers out in front of him on that type of play.
They pull both the guards and the tackles to get him out in front, and Thomas is so quick getting behind him, sometimes all you need up front is just a little brush block to slow a defender down long enough, and he'll be out behind the fellows who pull. As I said before, that's something you really can't teach. That's got to be instinct.
Dallas started at their 20. It's 2nd and 8 at the 49er 21. I think every official in the field threw the penalty flag. Five yards against the Cowboys. Belk leaves now. Hardman comes in. Infraction, illegal procedure. So now it is 2nd and 13.
And now let's watch those San Francisco linebackers. This is a situation that we've seen them many, many times. Pull some sort of a blitzing tactic. Let's see what they do.
Rucker to the right. Hayes to the left. This is Duane Thomas. He's at the 19-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and just about 6 for the Cowboys as Jim Snydecki made the tackle.
One of everybody's all-time favorites, the Honeymooners, will be back on the scene every week beginning tonight. The show gets off to a rollicking start with Paul Lynde guest starring and Cramden and Norton posing as hippie songwriters. So join Jackie, Art Carney, and company for the opening tonight at 10 and 9 Central Time.
A 3rd and 6 play coming up. Rucker to the left, Hayes to the right. The ball at the 19-yard line of the 49ers. This is the tight end, Ditka, and I don't believe he has a first down. The ball is at between the 13 and 14-yard line. The Cowboys had to reach the 12 and a half. So it is 4th down, and Mike Clark, the place kicker, comes in. He's tried one, which was well off to the side. And we're going to take this opportunity to pause 5 seconds for station identification. Dan Reeves holding from 21 yards for Clark. And we have a tie ball game. Cowboys 3, 49ers 3. We'll be back with the Dallas kickoff in just a moment.
Jones, if that shipment doesn't get here this morning, I'll have your job.
I hope they used REA Air Express. I hope. Picked it up yesterday. Got it here this morning. Call me anytime.
Silver bullet. Who was that man?
Hi, REA. Away.
REA Air Express rides again.
REA Air Express, the fastest delivery of small shipments known to mankind. Hi-yo, REA, away!
You can find anything in Hong Kong. Ivory, silk, jade, and an American beer, Schlitz. And out here that says home. You only go around once in life, and you gotta grab for all the gusto you can, even in the beer you drink. Why settle for less? When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
There's Jimmy Thomas, number 24, along with Bill Tucker, number 45. Waiting the kick from Dallas's Mike Clark. Thomas, by the way, 68 yards and 10 carries. Jimmy Thomas at the 16. 33-yard line. And with exactly 6 minutes and 1 second left to play in the first half, the 49er offense takes over. Total offense now, let's see, Dallas has had the ball 29 plays, 130 yards. 49ers 20 plays, 109 yards. Out to the left comes Witcher. To the right, Gene Washington. Willard and Cunningham are the running backs behind Brody. The fake was to Willard. The pass is to Cunningham. 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Mel Renfro made the tackle.
This again is the same play that San Francisco has gotten so much mileage out of it. Let's watch Bob Lilly, number 674, as he fights off 2 blockers, Peoples and Beisler, and here comes Forrest Blue now to help out. So 3 blockers really took a shot at Lilly that time. I think that would be really frustrating after a while to have that many people trying to block you and keep having to pour it on every play.
The ball is at the San Francisco 47-yard line, 1st and 10. 5 minutes left to play in the first half now. The fake again was to Willard. The pass is for Witcher. Covering was Charlie Waters and Mel Renfro. Incomplete.
Waters, of course, is the free safety man. Now, this is Renfro with his back to you. But he's going to get some help from Waters, who comes over because nobody comes out of the backfield for him to cover. Waters arrived on the scene. You saw how Renfro just stayed to the outside throughout the whole pass pattern, knowing that he had help coming. Usually when you see a long pass completed for a touchdown, somebody gets mixed up in that secondary, and when you expect the help and it doesn't get there, you get burned.
6 of 11 for Brody, 95 yards. It's 2nd and 10. This is Cunningham. He escaped Jethro Pugh and wound up at the 50 for a gain of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 7 as Dave Edwards wound up making the tackle. Time left in the first half, 4 minutes and 34 seconds, and the clock running with the score tied at 3-3. .48 degrees was the game time temperature. Just a perfect day. Witcher right, Washington left. The blitz. This is for Washington. Just off his fingertips at the 16-yard line.
On down, incomplete to Washington.
At the bottom of your screen is Gene Washington. The blitz was on, as Ray said, so Renfro now has no help, in contrast to what he did a minute ago. At the top is Witcher running his pattern, but Renfro's got him all by himself now. And that's a whole different ball game. Washington has him for a moment, and Brody had the ball pretty close to being on the money, but he couldn't quite hold on.
So now it's 4th and 7, and Steve Spurrier is on the scene. Bob Hayes is inside the Dallas 15. Spurrier has a following wind. Fair catch. Reeves fumble. And the Cowboys, I believe, Bob Hayes. Yep, Bob Hayes got it back. Wow. With a score. The Cowboys 3 and the 49ers 3. Let's pause for a moment.
With the world getting noisier and noisier, it's hard to find a nice quiet spot these days. And it's becoming harder. Even out here. Noise. There's no getting away from it, right? Wrong. Because while everything's getting noisier, Ford cars stay quiet. Why? Because quiet cars come from strong cars. And Fords are built strong. Result? The 1971 LTD is one of the quietest riding Fords ever. Take a quiet break in the 1971 Ford. Ford gives you better ideas.
Bob Hayes recovered that loose ball at the Dallas 15-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Cowboys with 3:53 left in the half. There goes Rucker again. Here's Duane Thomas. He ran into Rosie Taylor out around the 25-yard line. And Duane Thomas is having another tremendous day.
Yeah, he just overpowered Rosie Taylor for about an extra 3 yards. Taylor had a good shot at him and made a fine tackle. But Thomas got about 3 extra yards that he normally wouldn't have gotten had not he been so strong. There is Tom Landry.
It's a first down as Thomas carried for 11, and he now has picked up 78 yards and 11 carries. First man through is Walt Garrison. And he's out to the 32-yard line as the Cowboys are involved now in a race against the clock. And Pettis Norman sprints into the huddle with instructions from the coaching staff. Gain on that play for Garrison, 6 yards, 2nd down, 4. The clock's running.
This now has turned into another element that Dallas hoped to be able to do, and that is control the football to such a degree that they would not give Brody and his explosive 49er attack as many opportunities as they might normally expect to get.
Garrison is way out to the right, about 15 yards. Incomplete, as I'm sure you noticed. Morton wanted to set up a screen, but the 49ers, you'd have thought that they had somebody back in the huddle that time, knowing what was coming up.
They had as many guys out there as Dallas did trying to set up that screen.
It's
Morton
third.
threw a dart at him.
Pardon me, Pat. Well, that stopped the clock with 2:24 now left to play in the first half.
Be interesting to see what Tom Landry has sent in this situation. Normally, you'd expect the team to pass with this much yardage to go, 3rd and 4. But with a back like Duane Thomas in there and as good a running attack as Dallas has, they might choose to just run him, although he's out on the flank now.
Bob Hayes in motion this time on 3rd and 4. And the screen is to Thomas. He gets it out to the 42-yard line. That's another Dallas first down. And I think we'll have the notification coming up that there are 2 minutes remaining in the first half before the next play gets underway, because the clock is running with 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 1 second, and right there we are. So with the score, the Cowboys 3 and the 49ers 3, let's pause for a moment.
No two people are exactly alike.
Is there anyone else in the whole human race with your kind of style and your kind of grace, who's not so big, not so small, not so bad with a ball? No, there's nobody else quite exactly like you. Nobody else like you. No, there's nobody else exactly like you. Nobody else like you.
That's what we're all about. Persons, not people. We're a life insurance company, the Equitable. And the Equitable agent never forgets that no two people are exactly alike. All his training, all his thinking are shaped around you and your needs. To the Equitable agent, there's nobody else like you.
Nobody else like you.
Dick Nolan, the head coach of the 49ers, has just made 2 defensive changes. He has sent in Stan Heineman, number 80, at defensive left end, and Skip Vanderbunt, number 52, at right linebacker. The Cowboys have a 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 42-yard line, with exactly 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Now, Morton sends Rucker wide right. Hayes also on the right side. Thomas now is out wide to the left as a flanker. Intended for Garrison, but it looked like someone might have hooked Morton's arm. Earl Edwards, yeah.
Did remarkably well to get rid of the ball, because the 49ers, again, as they have throughout the first half, put heavy pressure on Morton when he goes back to pass.
I see, Pat, that Morton has completed 3 of 12 passes for 29 yards. It's now 2nd and 10 Dallas. That play took just 5 seconds. It's Belk, Edwards, Kruger, and Heineman, the front 4 for the Cowboys. Rucker coming in motion to the right. It was short of Reeves, who just came into the game.
Again, as we pointed out a minute ago, Morton has been under heavy pressure. Here's Bill Belk, number 72, and watch him. He's being blocked, or attempted at being blocked, by number 73, Ralph Neely, but here comes somebody else to the outside, and again, Morton was lucky to get rid of it. 49ers, as you could probably see, had one of their linemen looping behind Belk, and he was the one who put on the outside pressure, and that's why Neely let Belk go and tried to pick him up.
Belk now leaves, and Cedric Hardman, number 86, comes in at a defensive end, and it's a 3rd and 10 for the Cowboys. 1:51 now left in the half. The score is tied at 3-3. And down he goes. That's Earl Edwards, who wrapped up Morton at the 37-yard line. And the 49ers, it would appear, are about to get the ball, and Earl Edwards heads to the sidelines. And punter Rod Whidbey comes on for Dallas.
And the 49ers will get it. There's Earl Edwards, the big hand for him. Tom Landry talking to his quarterback, Craig Morton. When the 49ers do get it, they'll have all 3 of their timeouts left in 1 minute and 36 seconds, 35 now.
Bruce Taylor is back. 25-yard line. Oh, beautiful coverage by the Cowboy. Let's see who that was. Looks like Mark Washington, number 46. And Bruce Taylor lets him know what he thought about something there. He threw the ball at him.
We should give credit, too, to Ron Whitby, the Dallas punter, because he's been criticized to a degree. Bruce is upset.
Yes, he is. One of the officials was talking to young Taylor there. So the 49ers have it. 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 26-yard line. 1:20 left to play in the first half. A screen to Cunningham. And a fine defensive play by Herb Adderley, the left cornerback, after a gain of about 6. And the clock is running.
Don't go away at halftime, because I think you'll really enjoy this. The halftime show will feature O.C. Smith and Tony Bennett, with Pat Henry emceeing the show. And we just know you'll enjoy it.
Boy, that's quite a lineup. And the national anthem was sung by Johnny Mathis. 49ers took a timeout, so 2 timeouts left now for San Francisco. There's the Red Garter Band from San Francisco. Capacity crowd here. Well, barring something unusual, we're watching the last game, professional game to be played in Kezar Stadium.
49ers, of course, will be moving next year to Candlestick Park. And this, I guess, is about as good a way to say goodbye to a stadium as you could possibly have. 25 years the 49ers have been here.
1 minute, 7 seconds left in the first half. 2nd down, 3.5 for the 49ers at the San Francisco 32. Great protection. Ted Kwolek, the tight end, had a lot of company back there. Cornell Green was with him. And also Charlie Waters, number 41. So it'll be 3rd and about 4. 1 minute and 1 second. Total offense for the 49ers. 134 yards. San Francisco's had the ball 26 plays. 36 plays for Dallas, and 151 yards in total offense. Washington left. Witcher right on 3rd and 4. Doug Cunningham couldn't quite get to it at midfield, and it's 4th down. And with 57 seconds left, the San Francisco punting unit. And that means Steve Spurrier coming on.
And I'm sure John Brody is very, very unhappy with himself because he had good protection. And he did have Cunningham out in the open. And it's rare that you'll see him miss a receiver when he's open and he has time to throw. Spurrier is the backup quarterback. He's number 11. The last couple of weeks, he has done an outstanding job punting.
Brody, 7 of 15, 101 yards. We're going to look now from behind Steve Spurrier, number 11. He has a following wind. Wow, a great effort by Steve Kiner of the Cowboys. Fair catch, Dan Reeves at the 35. You want to see, there's Steve Kiner, the young Dallas linebacker from Tennessee, who made a great effort in trying to block the Spurrier punt. So 50 seconds left as the Cowboys get the ball at the Dallas 36.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dallas has 2 of their timeouts remaining, so certainly they have adequate time too.
Now the clock is running. That one bounced into Walt Garrison's hands, and Morton just got rid of the ball. That was Cedric Hardman who really decked him.
In spite of the fact that that was a very short pass and Garrison was just barely downfield, Morton still was under heavy pressure. You know, Ray, I think it must have something to do with what the linemen are really accustomed to doing, because Dallas pass protection now seems to be breaking down and Morton is not getting much time. That offensive line is geared to a running attack and a ball control game, and I think they're just more used to doing that than they are pass blocking.
It's now 2nd down 10. This is Dan Reeves, and Hardman has him. Ran him out of bounds inside the 30. Dan almost wound up in the stands. There he's number 30. He was way over on the running track in front of the stands. Loss on the play of 7 yards. It's 3rd and 17. Tommy Hart was in for one play and is replaced by Stan Hindman, and that's Mike Ditka, number 89, joining the Dallas huddle. 33 seconds now left in the half. The score is tied at 3-3.
There are bigger defensive ends than Cedric Hardman. He's 6'3" and 255, a rookie from North Texas State. But there are none anywhere any quicker. He gets off the ball and gets around his blocker as quickly as anybody in the league.
This is Reeves, and Charlie Kruger nails him for a loss. All the way back at the 22-yard line. And the clock shows 23 seconds. That shows how much time is left. Now, I think the 49ers asked for a timeout, so they have, I believe, one timeout left, Pat. Is that right?
I believe that's correct, yes. And it looks like we might again get the possibility, or at least certainly we'll have the possibility of seeing Bruce Taylor handle another kick. Now, Ron Whitby has been working throughout this week particularly hard on not only getting the ball deep, but getting the ball way up high, giving his lineman time to get down and cover.
The last time Ron Whitby punted, he had a 48-yard effort, and he has a following wind. Wow, a great effort by Steve Kiner of the Cowboys. Fair catch, Dan Reeves at the 35. You want to see, there's Steve Kiner, the young Dallas linebacker from Tennessee, who made a great effort in trying to block the Spurrier punt. So 50 seconds left as the Cowboys get the ball at the Dallas 36.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dallas has 2 of their timeouts remaining, so certainly they have adequate time too.
Now the clock is running. That one bounced into Walt Garrison's hands, and Morton just got rid of the ball. That was Cedric Hardman who really decked him.
In spite of the fact that that was a very short pass and Garrison was just barely downfield, Morton still was under heavy pressure. You know, Ray, I think it must have something to do with what the linemen are really accustomed to doing, because Dallas pass protection now seems to be breaking down, and Morton is not getting much time. That offensive line is geared to a running attack and a ball control game, and I think they're just more used to doing that than they are pass blocking.
It's now 2nd down 10. This is Dan Reeves, and Hardman has him. Ran him out of bounds inside the 30. Dan almost wound up in the stands. There he's, number 30. He was way over on the running track in front of the stands. Loss on the play of 7 yards. It's 3rd and 17. Tommy Hart was in for one play and is replaced by Stan Hindman, and that's Mike Ditka, number 89, joining the Dallas huddle. 33 seconds now left in the half. The score is tied at 3-3.
There are bigger defensive ends than Cedric Hardman. He's 6'3" and 255, a rookie from North Texas State. But there are none anywhere any quicker. He gets off the ball and gets around his blocker as quickly as anybody in the league.
This is Reeves, and Charlie Kruger nails him for a loss. All the way back at the 22-yard line. And the clock shows 23 seconds. That shows how much time is left. Now, I think the 49ers asked for a timeout, so they have, I believe, one timeout left, Pat. Is that right?
I believe that's correct, yes. And it looks like we might again get the possibility, or at least certainly we'll have the possibility of seeing Bruce Taylor handle another kick. Now, Ron Whitby has been working throughout this week particularly hard on not only getting the ball deep, but getting the ball way up high, giving his lineman time to get down and cover.
The last time Ron Whitby punted, he had a 48-yard effort, and there's Whitby now inside the 10. Now, what wind there is against him right now. And no chance at all for Taylor, as the ball is dead at the 28-yard line with just 11 seconds left in the half. So I don't know whether Whitby tried to punt it that way or not, but he certainly did the right thing to keep it away from Bruce Taylor. 54 yards that time.
I started to say when he hit that one, when he first touched it with his foot, that's the kind that's dangerous against Taylor. But Taylor was looking right into a very bright sun, and he might not have judged it correctly because that was the kind of kick that could be returned, the line drive type.
Well, that takes care of the first half. The end of the first half with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 3, the San Francisco 49ers 3.
Here's the only place I know of where you get a second chance in life. The International Date Line. Cross it, and you get to spend yesterday all over again. That's worth celebrating, with all the gusto you can grab, even in the beer you drink. Why settle for less? When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
There's a computer company that has designed information systems for over 400 kinds of business. NCR. So NCR won't have to learn your business first, nor promise more than a computer can do. Someday your company will talk to one of the most experienced computer companies you know, because now you know. NCR means computers.
Start your car for a corner, sir?
Meet the Sears Die-Hard with bigger plates for more power. Cold weather power. Extra starting power. Sears Die-Hard with extra starting power to start your car when most batteries won't. The Die-Hard. Sold only at Sears.
We'll be ready for the start of today's halftime activities after this pause for station identification.
Animal World, originally scheduled to premiere this afternoon, will now begin its new series 2 weeks from today on CBS.
Pat Henry has just introduced this young man, O.C. Smith, and accompanied by the Red Garter Band, our halftime show is underway.
Feeling low, I think about her face aglow and ease my mind. Sometimes I call up at home knowing she's busy, and I ask if she could get away, meet and grab a bite to eat. And she drops what she's doing, hurries down to meet me, and I'm always late. She sits waiting patiently, smiles when she first sees me, she's made that way. Now, if that's not loving me, all I gotta say is that God didn't make little green apples, it don't snow in Minneapolis when the winter comes. And there's no such thing as make-believe, no puppet dolls, no autumn leaves, and no BB guns. Now, God didn't make little green apples, it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow, and I ease my mind. Whoa!
Well, let's hear a nice, big, rousing round of applause for a great, great performer. O.C. Marvelous, O.C. I don't know why you wore that fur coat, because it's beautiful out here today, I'll tell you that. To all you folks sitting home, this is a magnificent day, and it's a great game. Now I'd like to call on a friend. This is like an adopted son of San Francisco. San Francisco happens to be one of the great cities in the world, but this man recorded a song that actually he became dear to everybody's heart in Frisco. This is his second home. Let's have a nice round of applause for a guy who comes from my first home, Brooklyn, Tony Bennett.
I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue. And when D.C., when I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me.
Oh, let's hear it for Tony Bennett. Beautiful. Tony, don't go away, because, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call on the royal family of stars from the King's Castle to come out, and we're all going to do a very appropriate number together. Johnny Mathis, who sang the national anthem so beautifully today. Johnny, will you come out? O.C. and Tony, one more time. We'd like to sing something intimate in this wonderful little room. T? All together now. I got the scores here. Oh. Here we go. You want to give us a downbeat, Tony?
All right, here you go.
San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger wait outside the door. San Francisco, here is your wandering one, saying I wonder no more.
Good, good. So far, good.
Tell me you're the heart of all the West. San Francisco, welcome me home again. I'm coming home again, rolling no more. San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger waiting outside your door. San Francisco, here is your wandering one, saying I wonder no more.
Good, O.C., you take it.
Tell me you're the heart of all the gold.
What was the Baltimore score? 27-16?
San Francisco, welcome me home again. I'm coming home to go roaming no more.
Let's hear it for these wonderful, wonderful performers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank all these great entertainments, Mr. Pat Henry, Mr. O.C. Smith, Mr. Johnny Mathis, and Mr. San Francisco, Tony Bennett.
We're almost ready to begin the second half with Dallas kicking off to San Francisco.